gunshot and loud noises. So every time I'm thinking about throwing that ball, I would just do that, okay? So she hears that and she gets that. We're going to introduce little Molly here to gunshot and loud noises. Hi, my name is Charlie Thorburn. Welcome to Mordor Gun Dogs. We're just going to talk briefly about how to teach your dog to eat sheep poo, and Molly's doing a fine example here. People say, on a tangent, people say, oh, how do I stop it? Like, they're dogs. You tell them no, you discourage them, keep them away from it, but ultimately, kind of is what it is. It tastes good to them. It's like, how do I stop my kids eating sweets? Keep them away from them. Sit, hey. So how do we do it? Molly's not a gun dog yet. She's way too young. We're not going to start firing gunshots over her head, but we are going to start to prepare her. Molly, hey, hey. We are going to start preparing her. And the way we do that is every time we throw a ball, we just do a clap with our hands so that she starts to learn that the bang is a positive. She likes her retrieving, so we might just start off with one retrieve. Molly, we might start off with one retrieve. Good girl. Good girl. Molly. Molly, come here. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. So, just done one retrieve with her. It wasn't spectacular, but you know, it's never going to be perfect every time. But I managed to stop her kind of running off too far. A little bit of growling, a little bit of manhandling. If I wasn't already down here doing a video, I might think to myself, maybe we need to go back and do this somewhere a bit tighter down the kennels corridor, somewhere less interesting, but we're here now. So let's go for broke. So every time I'm thinking about throwing that ball, I would just do that, okay? So she hears that and she gets that. Wouldn't do any harm just to do another one. Good girl. Come on in, Molly. Come on in, Molly. Good girl. You can see just at the last minute, she's thinking of veering off to that side. She was just about to do it again, so I was ready. I did something about it. I didn't go, oh, look, she does this. She runs to me and then she goes off to the side. What do I do now? Fix the problem before it's a problem. I stopped her. I prevented it being a problem. I didn't let her get any success from that. So we're hoping if we do that repeatedly, she'll just go, well, every time I break off to the left, he catches me. She might then decide to try and break off to the right. I'll do the same thing. But I'm going to win. I'm going to win every time. And if I don't win, I've got to be quicker and I've got to be more determined to win the next time. So I'm keeping her engaged with the ball. Sit. Using that focus to get her to come with me. Start doing a couple of turn whistles. It's not what we're doing in this video, but I'm just showing you how once I've got there, focus, I'm just doing sits. I'm doing sits on the whistle. I'm just engaging with her because I know I've got her focus. And then I'm ready to do one more retrieve. Quite a few claps. Good girl, Molly. Good girl, Molly. Good girl. Good girl. And again, I'm just sort of stepping forward. I'm making a concerted effort to win. Okay, now I often say to people, don't lunge towards your dog. Don't go and grab the retrieve because then they're going to shy away from you. There is not one hard and fast rule for dog training. There are general rules, and then there are situations where you have to change those rules. And I'm afraid that just comes from years of doing this, years of experience. I know that the best course of action for Molly just then was to get in her way, get towards her, get hold of that retrieve before she starts messing around. I can work on a nice, neat sitting delivery as we go forward, but the main thing is to make sure she's not running past me. So we're just doing those claps. We're just making her happy with that noise, that loud. I've got big sort of farmer's hands. I'm good at making a loud clap with them. Again, years of practice. You don't want to be going, well done, Molly. That's not the purpose. It's a good sharp clap. If you can't do that, they're sort of looking for the next thing up, a kid's cap gun in your pocket. You don't want to be like bang, bang in front of her because she's too little. But if we had it in a game bag or in a pocket, it makes a bit of a noise, but it's also sort of dumbed down by the insulation in your pocket. Those are some of the other things we would do at this sort of stage. Or I might have somebody else. Ash is just coming down the drive with young Bailey, and I might get him to fire the shot over there. So as I throw the ball, he might just give it a shot on a starter pistol from 25, 30 meters behind some trees, behind some undergrowth. So it's not a really loud kind of in your face sort of noise. Okay. Again, I've got Molly's focus. So Just going to carry on doing a bit of training with her. Pop her on the lead, do a bit of heeling. We're looking for that nice loose lead, okay, walking down this path. This is a prime example of a situation where the dog starts walking down the path and they start going, oh, I know where we're going, because they can see 100 odd yards of this mown path. It's clear where they're going. So I have to turn around, I have to walk back again. I have to turn around again and walk back again. I'm always changing it. If I needed to, I would just head into the long grass and then again. Don't be too narrow-minded. Don't stick to the narrow path. Change it. Chop and change it. Now, we're about to let her off the lead. Sit. Let her have a run. There would be no harm, because we're not specifically trying to teach her that gunshot is all about a retrieve at the moment. We're just teaching her that gunshot is a positive thing. If you've got a dog that's not madly keen on retrieving or something, and we're just trying to do this, I might sit her down. Sit. Molly, Molly, sit. Come on. And then the gunshot means go. Now, that's not a long-term solution. We don't want to have a gun dog who every time they hear a gun, they go, whoa, I'm off. But I'm just trying to make it a positive thing at this point. I'm not going to make any long-lasting memories of Molly, sit. Run away. Any long-lasting memories of gunshot means run away. I'm just trying to add in a few more claps, a few more loud bangs with her, so that she's learning that it's a positive thing. And you can see she's not remotely phased. If I had a dog that every time I clap like that, oh, I would continue to do it, making sure that they see a positive outcome from it, a retrieve, me running off. If I've got a dog like Molly, he's like, oh, clap, what's that? Then I'm like, right, we're probably ready to think about doing something a bit more adventurous, maybe a starter pistol in our pocket or in the game bag, or a kid's cap gun, or a starter pistol at a distance. She's just young. She's like 5 months old now. I've got no urgency at all to push her on to hearing shots. I'm not like, oh, my dog's 5 months old and I fired a 12 bore over the head. Like, I really don't care. It's just a stupid kind of target to set yourself. I'm just building up slowly and making sure that every base is covered as we go forward. So I know in the back of my head, Molly and gunshot's probably not going to be a big deal. She's going to hear it, you know. Ash is down there, Fletcher's behind us. At some point, one of these guys might well fire a shot. Molly's going to hear it. She's going to prick her ears up, look towards it. I'll then say, good girl, Molly. Because what I don't want is her learning, oh, gunshot. I'm going to run off over there and find Ash and see what he's doing. So it's just about thinking on your feet. And if you can, use somebody else to help. It is definitely an advantage having somebody at a distance fire a shot when you're doing stuff. Then someone a bit closer. So I've got Ash at 150 meters up there. I've got Fletcher about 30 meters just behind us. Behind cover. It does add into the kind of it does add into help if you've got someone at a distance. If you can get your wife or husband, boyfriend or girlfriend to come, and that's Molly just jumping up at Joe, knocking the camera. Wife or husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, just to help you out occasionally. I think people make a big mountain out of gunshot. They put too much pressure on themselves, and in turn put too much pressure on the dog. You know, we're 6 or 7 months away really from worrying about firing an actual shotgun over her and actually it needing to count. So at the moment it's just about building up. When she's not even paying attention to me, that loud clap, and she's already like, oh, what was that? She's already engaging with me. She's hearing the shot and she's like, oh, I'm going to sit. That's great. So every time I do that, sit, Molly, sit. I can start asking her to sit as well. And then essentially I've got a dog that we're already learning, sit, to drop to shot. Molly. But I'm doing this because I know that she's confident with it. I can happily put a bit more pressure on her, and she's now onto a little butterfly, which is very exciting. Molly, Molly, Molly. So I've got to make myself more interesting and give her a reason to come away from that butterfly, and I've done that with my higher pitched voice and a retrieve, okay? I know if I let her go again, she's going to see that butterfly, that moth flying away. So I'm now waiting. It's sort of gone. So I'm now happy for her to go back. She goes back. She looks for it. It's not going to be there anymore. We're always thinking about the uncontrollable parts of the environment where there's a, you know, I've got Fletcher on the other side of the fence with the dog. I can control him, and well, I should be able to control him and the dog. They're behind a fence. It's just less interesting for her, but I've got a little white butterfly thing flying around. I can't do anything about it. So I've got to make sure I've got my focus on Molly and I'm not chatting on my phone. and there goes another one. So I've got to be on her case very quickly. I've got to interrupt what I'm doing. The most important thing I'm doing right now is not talking to the camera and making a YouTube video. The most important thing I'm doing is training the dog. Okay, so I will interrupt what I'm doing on the camera to make sure that I get the dog right. And you guys have got to have that in your mind. Just because you're talking to a neighbor or talking to a friend or trying to make a phone, I don't care. I don't care. It's all irrelevant. If your dog's off the lead, you've got to be concentrating on your dog. If your dog's on the lead, you still have to be concentrating on them, but at least all you've got to do is make sure that lead's loose. So we pop her on the lead because there are quite a few of these white, I'm sure someone online is going to correct me and tell me all about what exactly they are, but these white butterflies flying around. All I've got to do now she's on the lead is just make sure that lead stays loose. So I can continue a conversation, give her a quick check on the lead and correct her. I don't need her to sit. I haven't asked her to sit. I just need her to stand next to me with the lead loose. If she decides to sit down, that's great. Hope this has all been a little bit helpful for you. We'll follow up this shot videos with Molly as we go forward, and possibly with some other dogs, moving on to a starter pistol and dummy launcher and then the real thing. But at the moment, with a young dog like this, this is where I would begin. The more she can get used to it at this stage, the better. Remember, you get out what you put in. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time.